how eSignatures have transformed the insurance industry. So just a little background on the organization. We used to be operated under the name Solanus, or some of you may know us as eSignLive. We were purchased by an organization called Vasco back in late 2015. And thus, later this year, earlier this year in May, we rebranded ourselves as OneSpan and also acquired an organization out of the UK called Dealflow that does identity verification. So the advent of the age of the customer has evolved over time. Before the internet, before devices that were connected, institutions had the data, had the information that customers were seeking. And often, if you look at this balance, that those institutions, they had it. The customers had to drive to those institutions to actually get the data they need to make a proper selection when they're buying insurance. With the advent of technology, the internet, the connectivity, and the devices out there, now that's at the fingertip of the customer. So they just go online, research, and they get it there. So institutions now have to be there when customers are ready to buy. So they're embracing technology to do their various, customer journey, the research, the compare. They'll use devices, email, even chat to interact with organizations when they're buying. Traditionally, it used to be, people would be talking to an agent. Still the case. A lot of a good portion of the business is done that way, but more and more, especially with the younger generation, they're using those devices and that technology to do their shopping. So over time, what we've noticed is that organizations have different level of maturity in terms of implementing technology to allow to conduct business, electronically. And this actually comes from a research done by Forrester Research. And they've kind of categorized it in 3 categories. One is, they call it the digital beginner stage. Essentially, they have a business model that works for them. It could be paper, it could be somewhat electronic in certain areas. And they don't want to touch that. They just want to improve some of the elements of those processes. And if you look at specifically digital signatures, I have documents. Why am I presenting it on paper when I can present it electronically? So they're looking for little quick wins. And often these are initiatives, sponsored by C-level, executive that want to be able to improve the customer experience, but without necessarily changing the business model itself.